Hello everyone, welcome to you all IAS Open Seminar on Geography Optional. I am Prince Mishra, your Geography Optional faculty. This session we are organizing primarily for those students who have just started their aspiration for UPSC, or might be they are thinking to prepare for the UPSC, but they are confused with so many things. And one of the most important confusion that all the UPSC aspirant faces is the selection of optional. Those who have already made up their mind about any particular optional, they faces a lot of fear, lots of myths about that optional. Those who have decided their optional and they have started preparation also, but after preparing for some time, they faces lots of challenges like how to prepare, how to channelize the energy, what books needs to be followed, how to cover the syllabus. So this session is basically primarily organized to just clear all these doubts, and I'm hopeful that after going through this session, your most of the doubts related to the optional selection, and if you have made up your mind with the geography optional, so how to approach the geography optional, what is the trend in the geography optional, what books needs to be referred, definitely all these doubts will get cleared. So let's begin. As far as this session is concerned, the main thing that we are going to focus in the next couple of minutes is why to choose geography optional. Once, let's say you have decided that yes, I'm going to go with the geography optional, so the next hurdle, which is biggest hurdle, how to approach geography optional. Those who are preparing for some time, it can be 6 months, it can be 1 year, but after preparing for 1 year, 1.5 years, most of the student faces this challenge in their preparation, specifically related to geography, that might be I am preparing something, मैं पढ़ कुछ और रहा हूँ, but once you will go through with the question paper, you will find that why this question has been asked, or why I haven't come across this particular topic that is being asked in the examination. Then the students or aspirant feels anxious, and they start feeling like might be the optional that I have selected is not good, this optional is not giving me the result that I am aspiring for. So for that, you need also to know that what is the trend, because it is like development that will changes with the time. So in 90s, someone was having the television was the meaning of the development, but in 21st century, and we are in the third decade, so here if someone is having internet of the things, Google, Alexa, so that is the meaning of the development. So meaning of development or the scientific advancement changes from time to time. Very similarly, all the optionals requires that you should also have idea about what is the recent trend, and you need to mold your preparation according to the recent trend. If you will just keep on following the books that have been suggested, or you get to know that these are the books in geography, and you will keep on just reading, cramming, obviously there will be some point of time after that you will face problem that might be I'm not able to do well, I'm not able to write good answer, or if I'm writing the mains continuously, I'm not able to qualify for the personality test. So for that, it is very important to know that recent trends. But how to know the recent trend? It is not something that you will just sit and just by having sitting and just spending some time in this preparation you will get to know. For that, you need to have a proper analysis. Analysis of what? Primarily previous year's question. So recent trend through the previous year's question. Other than this, also in geography, one of the biggest challenge which most of the students are facing in last 4 to 5 years is proportion of contemporary issues is increasing in the geography. So how to tackle contemporary issues in the geography. So primarily we will our discussion will revolve around all these pointers. One by one we will go through with all these pointers. Now let's begin with this first, why to choose geography optional. Before directly jumping why to choose geography optional, let me tell you, specifically this will be helpful for those who are very new to this UPSC and who are all just made up their mind or just making up their mind to go with the UPSC preparation. As far as UPSC CSC is concerned, UPSC CSC examination will have 3 different stages. So the first stage is your prelims. The second stage is your mains, and the last stage is personality test, popularly known as interview. Once you will qualify the prelims, then you will be supposed to appear in the mains. Prelims will be objective type. As far as mains is concerned, so mains is your descriptive. So you need to write your answer, essay pattern, and personality test is obviously the interview, one-to-one interaction. Now, this prelims is only qualifying in nature. Whatever the score, whatever the marks you are getting in the prelims, that will not be required, that will not be considered for the final list. List will be prepared on the basis of the marks that you will score in your mains and the personality test. As far as prelims is concerned, prelims will have 2 papers. Both the papers are objective, paper 1 and paper 2. As far as paper 2 is concerned, paper 2 is popularly known as CSAT. So those who are just starting their preparation or just thinking to prepare UPSC, they must have come across with this term, that is CSAT. CSAT will be only qualifying in nature. So in prelims, the list will be prepared based on the marks that you will get in your GS1. Once you will come in the mains examination, so in mains examination you have to qualify 2 language paper. So you have to qualify the 2 language paper. Of course, it appears that these are qualifying in nature and the knowledge you require is till 10th level. But surprisingly, it is very important for you to qualify, because if you will not qualify, so obviously you are not going to get selected, but more importantly, your marks in the other subject, that GS1, GS2, all the GS paper, essay paper, optional paper, you will not get to know. So this language paper is also important, but it's qualifying. Now, the paper on which your ranking will be decided is GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, and then essay paper. Other than the essay paper, then you have to have one optional, and this optional will have 2 paper. Paper 1 and paper 2. Now, in this scheme of examination, if you will include the personality test also, you will find that whatever the syllabus, whatever the things is being given, prescribed by the UPSC, needs to be followed by all the students. So you can say everything is common. The only thing which is not common is this optional. So this is the only thing where you will have some choice. So this is the only thing where you will have some choice. So optional is the only thing where you will have some choice, but this choice is very tricky. Sometimes it can be like make or break. So if you will not decide wisely, rationally, so sometimes students whole aspiration gets spoiled just because of the optional they have selected is not right. Because in this, because if let's say UPSC is saying that you have to study this, so whatever the number of subject UPSC is asking, you will study. But this is the only thing, this is the only area where UPSC is giving you a choice. So from one perspective, it appears that yes, it's good, but from the other perspective, it can be very tricky. So that is why optional you need to choose very carefully. So all the paper of GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, essay, paper 1, paper 2 of UPSC will be each of 250 marks. So all the paper will be of 250 marks. So this is the general scheme of examination for those who are very new to this preparation. Now, coming to the optional, you will have a list of optional, and out of that list of optional, you have to select the optional. Now, I will directly jump. I'm not going to discuss much about the other optional because I'm not having expertise on that. So I will only focus on the optional in which I have some authority. So why to choose geography option? Now, optional selection, whenever you are just deciding to go with the optional, there should be some of the pointers. These pointers are not fixed, and these are not only the pointers. Based on that you should make your decision, but yes, these are the pointers that you need to take care. The first thing that you need to look out is interest. I'm not writing here the background. Why? Because some of the student might have this feeling that background, but the most important thing is your interest, because this is the only thing where you will have the option. And optional, all the optional, whatever the optional you are going through, in all the optional syllabus, the syllabus is requiring to have at least understanding of the graduation level. So the knowledge in any particular subject graduation level for acquiring, you need to go little bit deeper. So when you will go in deeper in any subject, when you will have some interest. It is not about the knowledge, it is about the interest. Let's say most of the student, when they must be going through the newspaper, so I am sure that most of you must have some favorite page. Immediately you will get newspaper, you will go to that page. Why? Because that is your interest. Might be there is no relation in your UPSC examination related to what the some politician is saying, but you will be inclined, if some politician is giving some statement and might be you are following that politician, you will read it. So that is interest. It is like some of the students used to come to me and they used to say, sir, I am having the geography background, I should go with the geography or polity. The moment you are asking this question, it simply means that you are not having the interest in the geography, and it is better to just leave this subject, because if you will unnecessarily keep on dragging yourself, so ultimately you are not going to get the desired result. So very importantly, interest is how much curiosity you are developing related to that topic. Let's say some one day you have come across with the climate change. Now you just wanted to know that what is this climate change is all about. You have come across that there is a, let's say some Paris agreement. What is this Paris agreement? You have come across the initiative like save the earth. What is this save the earth means? So in general, some of the topic will uh, give you more interest, and it will it will inculcate some desire to study more and more. If the geography is giving you the interest, definitely you need to go with the geography, irrespective of the preconceived notion you might have, because I will also talk on that preconceived notion which must be revolving around geography optional. So I will definitely make it clear that those preconceived notion are reality or simply the myth. So the first thing that you need to consider is interest. background is also important. So those who are coming with a geography background or humanity background, definitely it will favor. But those who are coming from the science background, so this is something which I need not to explain. You can go through with the UPSC data of last 10 to 15 years, you will find most of the students, those who are coming from the science background, specifically engineers, they decide the geography. Now the question arises, I will take few minutes on this. Now the question arises, why? Why some of the science student, they used to go with the geography and they prefer geography? So overlapping of the topic syllabus is different thing that I will come across, but before that, as far as geography is concerned, geography is a subject which is associated with the nature and human. This is simplified version, because if we will go with the theoretical aspect of the geography, so geography is the study of Earth's surface. As far as this geography is concerned, this geography term has been coined by the Greek philosopher Eratosthenes. When the Eratosthenes has given the definition of the geography, Eratosthenes have simply suggested geography is the study of Earth's surface and home of man. So when all the geographers over the period of time, different geographers have given their own idea, right from the 4th, 5th century BC till your 21st century, all the philosophers have focused on two aspects, Earth's surface and the man. When you will go through with the syllabus, you will find in geography we have the two major divisions. One is physical geography and one is human geography. This nature, when we are using this term nature in geographical parlance, is nothing but in your understanding it is physical geography and man is your human geography. Even in 21st century, one of the major geographers, that is Peter Haggett, there are 2-3 books in the modern time period which gives us so much insight about the geography. You can say these are considered as encyclopedia of the geography. So one of the book has been written by the Peter Haggett. Peter Haggett is also saying that geography is the study of the Earth's surface as the space over which humans live in. So he is also incorporating these two. Now I will not elaborate it much. I will just focus on this, that why some of the science background students love this subject. When it comes to the nature, in natural science, that is your physical geography deals with the geomorphology, physical geography deals with the climatology, oceanography, biogeography, environmental geography, and the nature of these subjects is scientific, systematic. Because it's a nature is scientific means you will study the concept and you can rely on the concept. So subjectivity is less involved, objectivity is more there. How the plates are moving, so it is not that today plates are moving, they are coming and they are interacting, and tomorrow the plates will just move on. So whatever is there is more or less fixed. How the earth is rotating, so it is not like today earth is interested in revolving west to east and tomorrow earth will say no, I will revolve east to west. So that is referred as objectivity. So more objectivity is involved in case of physical geography, and more objectivity means you can rely on your knowledge of cause and effect. Science is based on evidence. So most of the students who are science background, they always love to have this in very crude term, 2 plus 2, 4. So their idea of understanding of study is, जो भी कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ें वो कॉन्सेप्ट ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि उसमें बहुत सारे if and buts हो. So physical geography is going to be very helpful those who are having science background. But yes, it doesn't mean that geography is only scientific oriented. In geography, you will have, like in very crude term, this is also there. This is means subjectivity. So we have the different approaches. Somebody will say behavioralism is fine. Somebody will say no, behavioralism is not fulfilling the desire, so we need to look out the humanism. Somebody will say that these paradigms are old. These paradigms are differentiating between the people, between the region. So we need to move out the postmodernism, new approach, environmentalism is needed. So the point is that geography favors both science background students as well as humanistic background student, but yes, little bit heavily oriented, or you can say little bit higher proportion of scientific oriented. So those who are having science background, that is the reason why they love to go with the geography option. So interest is important. Other than the interest, then you will have the background. Now, other than this, whenever you are going with any subject, you need to look out its utility. This is the most important aspect. These days, what is happening, everyone is in rat race. So if someone is taking one optional, so everyone is taking that optional. I am not having anything about any optional. All the optionals are good, and from all the optional selections happens. Because if any optional, if I'll say geography is the only optional, then how come other optionals also a student getting selected? So it is not like that. From all the optionals, a student gets selected. It is the student's caliber, understanding. But yes, unnecessary. If might be you are going with one of the subject which is not having the utility. Like these days, you must be knowing that at least 9 to 10 lakh student will fill the form. 5-6 lakh will appear in the prelims, and out of 5-6 lakh, depending upon the number of seat, there can be 13-14,000 students who will get the call to write the mains. Now, until unless you are going to write the mains, how you will utilize your optional knowledge? So this is something where we call it as cost benefit ratio. You need to look out some of the optional which should be helpful in your overall preparation. And geography happens to one of the few subjects. I am using this term very diligently. One of the few subjects, few optional, in which we need not to explicitly relate. कि अच्छा ठीक है ये जीएस का ये टॉपिक मिल जाएगा, नहीं. आप सीधा ऑप्शनल का सिलेबस देखिए and go to your GS syllabus, you will find. So how the geography will be useful? Let me tell you. In prelims, there will be 100 questions. हम तो सिलेबस ऑप्शनल की बात कर रहे हैं. So why the sir is discussing about the prelims? Because in prelims also you will have the GS. Now in GS you will have the different component, different subject. But if you will go through with the questions that is being asked in last 5 years, you will find from geography you will get 12 to 13 questions regularly. 12 to 13 questions you will get from the geography. Coming to environment, ecology, biodiversity, climate change, agriculture. So these are the topics in which you will get 17 to 25. I am on lower side only. I am just looking out the lower side. Higher side mat jaiye. Then also you will find 30 questions are being asked from the geography, environment, ecology, biodiversity, climate change, agriculture. And out of these 30 questions, last not only 5 years, last 10 years questions, if you will go through, you will find that all the questions that is being asked, 2/3 questions happens to be very conceptual in nature. If you know the concept, you will be able to answer. It is not like that only it is related with a random question or it is related with a current affair. No. It is related with the very conceptual in nature. So, if you are getting any subject help of this 30%, definitely you need to go with that. You need to consider that. But yes, let me make it very clear. It is not that you will just opt the geography optional and you will get this. You need to work hard. So if you will work hard, there is no chance that if you are from the geography optional, you will not be able to qualify the prelims, but you need to do it, because 30 questions if you are getting from one topic, you need to just pick up one or two topics. Let's say you have picked up polity, you have picked up economy, 60-65 questions, and if your efficiency is 90% and above in these subjects, obviously you will get 50-52 questions. And last 3-4 years the cutoff is in front of you, so I need not to tell out all it. So in general we can say in prelims it is giving us 30% overlapping. Now comes mains examination. In mains examination, as far as the GS is concerned, we have GS paper 1. GS paper 1 broadly deals with the history, world history, geography and social issues. Last 5 years, 100 marks questions are being asked. So it is not something that is explicitly, you can say something that I am saying that this is related. No, you can go and you can check the questions that is being asked and the marks that is being allocated. So geography, 100 marks. In GS paper 2, we have broadly topics like polity, governance, IR. If you will go through with the syllabus, in our syllabus we have paper 2 and topic. The name of the chapter is political aspect, but we call it as political geography. So political geography, and also we have one more topic that is called contemporary issue. So political geography and contemporary issues covers lots of issue. I will take a few of the questions, then you will realize that how it is going to be helpful. In GS3, you will have broadly economy. Now in economy, if you will go through some of the topics, agriculture, industry, trade, transport, communication, development. So these are some of the topics that are exactly as it is in your particularly optional. Yes, in economy you need to have a different approach, but as far as the content is concerned, as far as fact is concerned, it is something that is going to help you. But yes, approach should not be like I have studied the GS so it will be helpful in paper 2. No, you need to prepare for the paper 2 geography optional and then it will be helpful. ये एक बहुत बड़ी गलती है जो बहुत सारे those who are preparing this subject for quite long, so ऐसे कुछ स्टूडेंट they used to commit this mistake. तो उनका ये रहता है कि नहीं ठीक है, ये टॉपिक हमारा geography optional का है, this is primarily overlapping. So if it is overlapping in nature, so why to look out some other source, why to look out independent source? So what they used to do, they simply just rely on their preparation of GS, but at this point only I am saying that you need not to do that. Anyway, so in GS3, economy is there, environment, ecology, biodiversity is there, science and technology is there. Other than this, also you will find disaster management. So I am not considering the questions of economy or other, but from the environment you will get 70 and around 25 marks question you will get from the disaster management. Other than this, you will also have in paper 3 internal security. So this is also a topic which deals with some of the border issues, some of the interstate issues, some of the interstate water issues, which is also the subject matter of the political geography. So you can see that 200 marks questions are directly there. And if you will consider, if you will just look out the knowledge that you have gained in the geography and you will utilize in issues related to international relation, issues related to internal security, issues related to economy, and overall answer writing. Because if you are learning the answer writing in geography optional, obviously you will replicate the same answer writing in your GS. For GS, you need not to look out some other way of answering. So if you have prepared the case study, so whatever the case study you are preparing, let's say for interstate water issues, you have prepared a case study for the Kaveri River dispute. So that Kaveri River dispute is also equally important for your GS. Or let's say there has been a interstate, some of the interlinking of river, and you have prepared that how the interlinkages of river is going to destroy or harmful for the ecology, and you have prepared a case study of Ken Betwa interlinking of river. So that will also be helpful when you are writing that Ken Betwa for your GS paper 2 or GS paper 3. So the point is, this is something that 200 marks you will get direct benefit. Other than this, you will also, at least it will be helpful for 50 marks. So overall 250 marks. Now optional is of 2 paper, 250 each, that is of 500 marks. But it is a 500 marks optional. But when you will look out overlapping, so it will come down to what? Now, whenever you are going with the geography optional, never ever treat this subject for 500. If you are treating this subject for 500, you are committing a mistake. If you are comparing this optional with any other optional, look out that optional, that yes, whether I am going, let's suppose that someone says that in geography optional common score is 270. All right. There is a very hot optional, let's say, and in that hot optional common score is what? अरे आप 20 नंबर के लिए अपना 250 नंबर क्यों बर्बाद कर रहे हैं? और 250 नंबर से भी ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट व्हाट? प्रीलिम्स. उस ऑप्शनल की कोई यूटिलिटी है प्रीलिम्स में? So the point is, what I am trying to make you understand, whenever you will go for the selection of the optional, you need to be rational. You need to decide by your own mind. This is your journey. You have to qualify. So geography will be very useful in overlapping. Now, other than this overlapping, other than this utility, one very important thing. एक तो आपको मार्क्स में फायदा मिलेगा, दूसरी, as I said that you need to prepare the optional, and through the optional your GS preparation will also be done. When your GS preparation is being done through the optional, so ultimately overall preparation time will go what? Reduced. So it is cutting short your GS preparation. It is helping in GS preparation. So this thing you need to be very careful, and you need to consider. Now, other than this, then comes very important thing: tools. The tools that geography is offering to you is not available in other subjects, or at least most of the humanity subject. Yes, in science-based subject, yes, you will have, but any of the humanity subject will not offer you the tools. And tools is what? Presentation. Most of the time you must have come across कि जब आप न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते हैं कोई चीज, तो न्यूज़पेपर आपने पढ़ा 1 घंटे का पढ़ा या कोई किताब पढ़ी आपने 1 घंटे, तो जो आप समझेंगे उससे ज्यादा अगर 10 मिनट वही कोई चीज बोल के बता दे या कोई पिक्चर आप उसकी देख लें, then it will be very easy for you to understand very easily. Very similarly comes the subject. If you are writing your answer and if you will have some tools like what? Maps. Tools like what? Diagram. So might be you are writing a paragraph and the entire paragraph you are writing that how the plates are interacting, but you have just drawn a diagram and you have just written like this, written plate number 1, plate number 2. So it's a very easy for the examiner or for you also to understand this. Yes, 2 plates are coming and they are converging. So presentation becomes comparatively easy. Presentation becomes comparatively easy when it comes to the geography with the help of tools, that is maps are there, diagrams are there. Other than this, flow chart is also there, but yes, flow charts can be used in other optional also. So it is not only limited to the geography optional. So these are the tools which is not available, and any of the student who is going with the geography option, they need to have efficiency, they need to develop that mastery to utilize these tools. तो ऐसा नहीं कि बस आपने सुन लिया, आपको पता है ठीक है टूल्स है, आपको यूज करना पड़ेगा. And you need to know that how effectively, the more effectively you will use these tools, the more marks you will get. So the utility. So these are the some of the things which you need to keep in mind when it comes to the particularly optional selection or why to go with the geography optional. So first of all, it is highly helpful in your prelims examination. 30% of your syllabus is being covered. When it comes to the mains examination, 25% of the syllabus of mains examination is covered through the geography optional. As far as essay is concerned, generally one of the essay will also be from this geography, but yes, there has been a new trend where more and more philosophical essay is being asked. But yes, as I said, that the examples, the case studies that you have developed, that you have learned, will highly be useful even in that essay also. Other than the essay, generally most of the, as far as geography optional is concerned, the nature of the geography optional is contemporary, and because it is contemporary, it deals with the day-to-day phenomena. So whatever the day-to-day phenomena is happening, so day-to-day phenomena in and around us. So when I am saying in and around us, I am looking out both locally as well as globally. We are facing the issue of climate change. We are facing the issue of resource crunch, energy crisis, water crisis. So all these issues that we are facing, it is not something that only India is facing. Throughout the world is facing. So whatever the issues is coming across, the personality test will be heavily, in personality test questions are heavily being asked from these issues. So that is why geography will also be helpful even in the personality test. So these are something related to the overlapping and the tools that you will use to prepare for the geography optional. So obviously because of all these, you need to go with the geography optional. Now moving to the next discussion, and the next agenda is how to approach geography optional. Alright, so when it comes to how to approach the geography optional, first I will tell you specifically for those who are very new to this subject. As far as this optional is concerned, UPSC has divided the whole syllabus of optional in 2 papers. So those who are going with the geography optional, you will get, you need to prepare in two paper, that is geography optional paper 1 and paper 2. Syllabus booklet and has already been shared with you, so you must be having. As far as the paper 1 is concerned, paper 1 is simply refers as principles of geography and paper 2 is your India geography. Both the paper have 10 chapters. So all the syllabus has been divided in 10 chapters. So in paper 1 we have chapter 1 till chapter 10. In paper 2 also we have chapter 1 till chapter 10. As far as paper 1 is concerned, these chapters have been segregated in two sections. So we have section 1, that is physical geography, and section B, that is human geography. In this physical geography we have 5 chapters: geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, biogeography, environmental geography. Geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, biogeography, environmental geography. When it comes to the section B, that is human geography, so in human geography you will find perspectives in human geography. This is popular in general parlance, we call it as geographical thought. So जब आप normal कहीं सुनेंगे तो यही chapter हम लोग कहते हैं geographical thought. Why? Because it primarily deals with how the geography as a discipline have evolved. What are the different tools in geography discipline, not this general tool that I have discussed. So the tools, methodology, methods to study the subject. Other than this, we have economic geography, then we have population and settlement, then we have regional planning, and the 10th chapter is models, laws, theories in human geography. Now, very interestingly, you need to know this also. As far as the geography optional paper is concerned, it is of each paper is of 250 marks, and there will be 8 questions in the paper. So the paper that you will get in the mains examination, there will be 8 questions. Out of these 8 questions, these 8 questions will be divided in two sections: section A, section B. Section A will have 4 questions, section B will have 4 questions. So question 1 to 4 in section A, 5 to 8 section B. Now out of this, question number 1 and question number 5 will be compulsory. Question number 1 and question number 5 will be compulsory. The out of the remaining you need to select 3. तो उसको हम लोग आंसर राइटिंग जब करेंगे तो डिटेल में बात करेंगे. बट यहां पे आपके लिए जानना जरूरी है, in paper 1, like the examiner has segregated the syllabus, so the questions are also being segregated. So from these 5 chapters, the question will be asked in section A, and from these 5 chapters, a question will be asked in section B. But there is no segregation like paper 1 in paper 2. It means what? It means that first chapter can be asked as a question number 8, question number 7. इंडिया ज्योग्राफी इसलिए और ट्रिकी हो जाती है. एक तो उतने इजी आपको रेफरेंस नहीं मिलेंगे, उतना इजी आपको मटेरियल नहीं मिलेगा जितना इजी आपको पेपर 1 के लिए मिला। आपके लिए स्टैंडर्ड बुक है, सविंदर सिंह उठाया पढ़ लिया। दूसरी चीज जैसा मैंने बताया कि दैट इट इज अ मोस्टली कंसेप्चुअल इन नेचर। तीसरी चीज है कि जीएस में पढ़ते हैं, बहुत से बच्चे सेल्फ प्रिपरेशन में चले जाते हैं। सेल्फ प्रिपरेशन में जाते क्यों हैं? बिकॉज फॉर देम ज्योग्राफी इज ऑल अबाउट द फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी, जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी, क्लाइमेटोलॉजी, ओशियनोग्राफी, बायोज्योग्राफी, यही तो ज्योग्राफी है। बट दे आर मिसिंग दैट दिस इज द ओनली 25%, 30%, रेस्ट 70% तो ये भी है। So there are a lot of things. Anyway, so in paper 2 we are not having any segregation. All the chapters have been written. So what are the chapters that is written? Chapter number 1, physical setting. Chapter number 2, resources. Chapter number 3, agriculture. Chapter number 4, industry. Chapter number 5, trade, transport, communication. Chapter number 6, cultural setting. Chapter number 7, settlement. Chapter number 8, regional planning and development. We popularly call it as RDP. Chapter number 9, political aspect, political geography. And chapter number 10 is contemporary issue. Now, one of the very popular perception, or you can say preconceived notion, or you can say myth about the geography optional is what? What? Yes or no? This is the one of the most popular perception or preconceived notion among the student. Syllabus is very big. बहुत से ऑप्शनल हैं जिनका सिलेबस बहुत कम है. So what do you think? Is it really big? सिलेबस बड़ा है? नहीं, इंटरेस्ट नहीं, प्लेन लैंग्वेज, डिप्लोमेटिक आंसर नहीं, सिलेबस बड़ा है नहीं बड़ा है. ठीक है, आपको भी लगता है? Now, first of all, you need to understand, you need to consider two things. First, you are preparing not only for you are not only preparing for 500, you are preparing for 750. आपका जीएस की प्रिपरेशन से भी इसमें काम आएगा, आपकी प्रीलिम्स की प्रिपरेशन के भी काम आएगा. तो अगर आप इतना ज्यादा पढ़ रहे हैं तो उसके लिए अगर थोड़ा सा ज्यादा पढ़ना पड़ गया तो क्या बड़ी बात. पॉइंट नंबर 1. बट दिस ओनली वन अप्रोच. The second, which is more important, you need to understand, as far as geography syllabus is concerned, syllabus is not big, rather syllabus is detailed. Nothing is ambiguous, nothing is hidden. कोई यहां पे between the lines नहीं पढ़ने की जरूरत है. Everything is crystal clear. So nothing like that you need to look out. Now just look out. In paper 1 you will have the geomorphology, you will have climatology, you will have oceanography, you will have biogeography, you will have environmental geography. When you will go through with the environmental geography, you will find the topics like ecosystem. You will come across with the topics like biodiversity and sustainable development. You will come across with the topics like environmental hazard. What is environmental hazard? So when you will look out these topics: volcanicity, earthquake, tsunami. Now go to the paper 2. Here look out. tropical cyclone, western disturbances. Here you will have floods, droughts. Here you will have climate change. Now more interesting. Go to the chapter 10. That is your contemporary issues. Now in contemporary issue you will find ecological issue. Ecological issue is what? Environmental hazards. यहाँ पे और भी डिटेल ला गया. Landslide, earthquake, tsunami, floods, drought. तो आपने एक बार earthquake पढ़ लिया, अब वही आपका जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी में होगा, वही एनवायरमेंट में होगा, वही फिजिकल सेटिंग में होगा, वही कंटेम्पररी में होगा. ऐसा तो है नहीं कि अर्थक्वेक में एक बार अर्थ शेक कर रही है, जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी में दूसरी तरह से, कंटेम्पररी में नहीं, अब कुछ नया शेक करेगी. सो द पॉइंट इज दैट इट इज वेरी डिटेल्ड. लुक आउट द टॉपिक्स. प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ एनवायरमेंटल इंपैक्ट असेसमेंट आप पढ़ेंगे, पार्ट ऑफ एनवायरमेंटल ज्योग्राफी. लुक आउट दिस टॉपिक. पॉपुलेशन एक्सप्लोजन एंड फूड सिक्योरिटी, पॉपुलेशन सेटलमेंट दोनों चैप्टर में है, दोनों पेपर में है. Deforestation, desertification, soil erosion. More interesting thing. So you can say very easily that this chapter 10 is nothing but rewriting. Yes, rewriting of those topics of which examiner is expecting from you. Examiner is giving hint कि भाई ठीक है, ये सब आप पढ़ लिया, लेकिन ये ऐसा टॉपिक है कि इस पे आप थोड़ा सा कंटेम्पररी पढ़िए, इस पे आप जो आपके आसपास चीजें हो रही उस पे फोकस करिए. सो राइटिंग दीज टॉपिक्स अगेन, द ओनली मोटिव इज टू जस्ट सेंसिटाइज यू दैट दीज टॉपिक्स आर इंपॉर्टेंट. नाउ कम बैक टू द पेपर 1. इफ यू विल लुक आउट द पेपर 1, you will find there is a chapter of economic geography. Economic geography primarily deals with the agriculture and industry. Now, what type of agriculture or what agricultural activity should be? This idea has been primarily discussed, or you can say propagated by von Thunen. So, von Thunen have given the agricultural location theory. Similarly, another German, that is the Weber. So Alfred Weber have given a theory related to where industry needs to be set up. तो इंडस्ट्री कहां पे सेटअप होगी? इंडस्ट्रियल लोकेशन थ्योरी. वॉन थ्यूनेन का मॉडल एग्रीकल्चर लोकेशन थ्योरी, दैट शुड बी पार्ट ऑफ व्हाट? इकोनॉमिक ज्योग्राफी. यहीं पे पढ़ेंगे भी आप. When it comes to population and settlement, the population theories has been given by the Malthus, Robert Malthus. Population theory has been given by the Karl Marx. Population theory has been given by the DTT, demographic transition theory. Similarly, the central place theory, location theory. So central place theory has been given, primate city concept is given, rank size rule concept is given. Come to the regional planning. In regional planning model, there has been different developmental model. So developmental model तो आपका वो regional planning के ही साथ रहेगा. Now the same thing, now you are writing Perox and Vaudeville. क्या है? Von Thunen, central place. So the point is, this chapter 10 is nothing but it is again a rewriting. So effectively, how many chapters you are left? And out of 18 chapter also, if you will look out the population settlement topic, regional planning topic, economic geography topic, you will find almost lots of topic is written here, like types and pattern of rural settlement. So it is also written in paper 1, it is also written in paper 2. Urban morphology. So ultimately you will find that geography syllabus is very exhaustive in nature, very detailed in nature. एक एक चीजें दो दो तीन तीन बार लिखी गई है. So point is that you need not to worry about it. You need to consider it like it's a good thing. Black and white नहीं है. And if you will go through with the questions also, believe me, those who prepare the syllabus properly, barring only one question, जो पिछले 3-4 साल 5 साल से वो भी एक क्वेश्चन होता है जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी से, कभी कभी क्लाइमेटोलॉजी से, barring only that 10 marker, rest of questions of 490 marks will be from your known territory, but how you have prepared, तो आपने किस तरीके से प्रिपेयर किया है इस पे डिपेंड करता है. ऑलराइट, नाउ so this is about your syllabus. So we were discussing about how to approach, क्या approach होनी चाहिए for a newcomer. As far as newcomer is concerned, if someone is entering in this UPSC preparation, there are few things that they need to understand. First of all, they should not look out for some jugaad. They should not look out for some, you can say, patch up. Try to do it comprehensively. Now, what is the right approach? Right approach is completion of syllabus, then doing answer writing, and of course having a good feedback. This should be done, and for this, if you will do it properly, it can be done in this time period very well. So let's suppose that someone is aspiring for 2024. So if you will look out this 2024, so prelims we are expecting that it will be in the May month itself, and the mains will be in the September, October. So right from this March month or April month, you have that 1.5 years. So you will have a good time period to do it. But if you will not utilize these time period, let's say you have decided that I am going to go for the self preparation, there is no harm. Subjects like geography, which happens to be very traditional subject, you will get plenty of material. But 5-6 months you have studied. Now you have started feeling like I need some mentorship, or I am not able to understand, so I need to look out some bridge course. अब bridge course तो आपको मिलेगा नहीं, क्योंकि bridge course अगर let's say if I am saying okay, all right, come and sit in my class and in 20 class you will become a geographer. So you know that what I am doing, because there is a system. You need to approach the subject systematically. So when students go for the self preparation, the biggest challenge comes across is completion of the syllabus. Because when you will start preparing syllabus by your own, you do not have that understanding that what is the trend, which topic needs to be studied for what extent. लैंडफॉर्म थ्योरीज का आपने बुक उठाया, अब लैंडफॉर्म थ्योरीज आपकी 2 महीने तक लैंडफॉर्म थ्योरीज ही पढ़ रहे हैं, और उससे क्वेश्चन कितना आना है, 1 या 2. सो आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट एनी पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक, इट इज इन जनरल. सो दिस इज वेयर सम ऑफ द courses will definitely help out. It is not that if you will join the courses immediately you will qualify, but the course will give you the direction. So let's suppose you will join any foundation program. So in foundation program our focus happens to be on this time bound completion. So let's say you have joined the class, now the syllabus will get completed in 5 months, irrespective whether you are attending the classes or not. Point number 1. Point number 2, irrespective whether you are doing the answer writing or not, there will be tests. So might be if you will skip 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests, at least on some day you will wake up and you will say no, I will write. So there will be some of the pressure. But yes, in general you need to focus on completion of the syllabus, doing answer writing, and also having the feedback. Because if you will just keep on writing by your own, you don't know that whether you are writing good or bad. Because might be someone is writing and according to them might be they are doing well, but Might be their introduction is not good. They will have good conceptual clarity, but what they are asked, they are writing in starting, they are writing a story or something, and examiner is waiting for answer. Where is the answer? And whole one page you have written irrelevant. So the examiner will get frustrated, and if the examiner will get frustrated, obviously you know that who will get frustrated. So the point is that in answer writing, you need to take the feedback very seriously. You need to work on that feedback. It is not like that someone have corrected your copies and you've just said, all right, fine. You need to look out that after getting the feedback, whether I am able to implement the suggestions that is given in particularly feedback or not. So this is the approach. But in general, when I am saying completion of the syllabus, how to complete the syllabus, whether you are going with a self-study or whether you are joining some of the classes, what should be the approach? As far as approach of geography is concerned, my suggestion will be you need to follow a 4-step process. So simply going through the previous year's question and directly studying those topics will not be helpful. First of all, understanding basics. The second step, understanding the concepts. The third step, stepwise, it is like this is. So first, second, third, fourth, and if you will be able to do, you will reach like the level of 280 plus. अब 280 को कैसे 300 करना है वो आप पे डिपेंड करेगा, and how you are working with your mentor. So whatever the suggestions is being given, are you able to implement your answer or not? So third, understanding interlinkages of basics with concept, and the fourth is the most important, applied approach, issues, contemporary based. So you need to look out, you need to prepare for aspects. Now let me give you an example. I think then you will understand it very easily. Let's say there is a topic or you have come across with the different landforms. तो आपने prepare किया where we have deserts, where we have delta, where we have oceans, where we have mountains. So the knowledge of desert, delta, mountain, what is earthquake, what is volcano, this knowledge will fall in the category of understanding the basic. So this is associated with some facts, location, something. Then you have come across with a concept called plate tectonic. So plate tectonic you have studied, and you get to know that plate tectonic is associated with how some of the primary landforms developed, how the primary landform on this earth surface has developed. You have also studied that there is a landform theory concept given by the William Morris Davis. तो आपने विलियम मॉरिस डेविस का कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ा, साइकिल ऑफ इरोजन पढ़ा. The William Morris Davis concept, cycle of erosion concept, tropical cyclone concept is part of what? Understanding the concept. आपने पढ़ लिया, you know the cyclone, you know the temperate cyclone, you know all these things. Now you have come across कि दिल्ली में बारिश जो होती है तो जून में होती है, 30 मार्च को कैसे बारिश होगी? Why it is raining on 30th March evening? So now it will be part of what? Two things. Either it is interlinkages of basics and विद कॉन्सेप्ट, बट मैं कह रहा हूं 30 मार्च की बात कर रहा हूं, अगर मैं कुछ दिन पहले एक होता तो ये थी, बट 30 मार्च की मीन्स अप्लाइड कंटेम्पररी बेस. So this contemporary and interlinkage is almost, you can say, sometimes overlapping. So in some of the cases it will be overlapping, and that is also one of the issue in the geography. So geography की एक और बहुत बड़ी drawback है, if someone is not ready to update their knowledge. तो अगर कोई लोग ऐसा है कि नहीं हम तो लिगेसी सॉफ्टवेयर पे चलते थे, अब एआई आया, इसको क्या करना है, विंडोज को हम तो 8 पे ही चलाएंगे, हम अपडेट नहीं करेंगे. सो इफ समवन फ्रॉम दैट माइंडसेट हु इज नॉट रेडी टू चेंज, दिस सब्जेक्ट इज नॉट कप ऑफ, इट इज योर कप ऑफ टी. You should not dwell in this subject. This subject is highly changeable in nature. Because most of you must have come across with the concept like climate change. But have you ever wondered that we all are the resultant of climate change? अगर climate change नहीं होता तो this earth was not suitable for the survival of the humans. Human civilization ही नहीं होती. Millions of years back, this planet was ruled by dinosaurs. Suddenly the dinosaurs have been wiped out. That is because of what? Climate change. So this subject is all about the change. This subject is all about the change, and it is visible in the questions. So when you will go through with the questions, you will find questions are highly contemporary based, and that is one of the, you can say, advantage of this subject, but also one of the disadvantage. Advantage for those students who are having that aptitude, who are preparing in that direction, who are preparing case studies, who are preparing contemporary topic, so they will get 306 marks. But those who are not, they will keep on complaining that this subject is not giving the good score. So you need to work hard. Anyway, so this applied approach, so as I given the example of Western. Now you have come across that there is a phenomena called monsoon. So monsoon एक phenomena है, that is your climate. But suddenly you come across that in Western India the amount of rainfall is decreasing, or why India is witnessing continuous frequent summer based flood in the states like Kerala, in the state like Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra. So that is your part of, until unless you will interlink with this basics and with concept are applied, you will not get the result. So my suggestion to all the students who are new to this subject and who just wanted to, or who are just preparing, your preparation should go with this pattern. Initially you should look out understanding the basic. Now the question arises how to look out the basic, or from where to approach the basic. So for that I will give you the brief idea about the basic books. So this is, I am giving you the basic books. I am not recommending you to read any of the standard books. आपकी चॉइस है, आप 10 किताब 15 किताब खरीदें और उसको देखते रहें, वो आपकी चॉइस है. बट माय सजेशन विल बी टू जस्ट स्टार्ट विद एनसीईआरटी. एनसीईआरटी क्लास 6 to 12th you need to purchase. Along with this, also you can go with the certificate of physical geography, that is GC Lyon book. Very good book. Other than this, also you need to purchase atlas, and you need to have at least 2 atlas. So both the Orient Black Swan and Oxford atlas, and go with the school atlas. As far as atlas is concerned, initially you need to develop some curiosity, you need to develop some interest, and initially don't look random location. So just go through with the NCERT. Whatever the location you are coming across in your NCERT, let's say you are picking up class 6 to class 6 book or class 7 book, and you have come across with any location, so prepare the list of locations. So don't just look out in atlas. Also make an habit of preparing list of location. These are the something that you all need to do before joining any classes, before directly starting the foundation preparation. ये आपको खुद से करना पड़ेगा. And if you will take the pain of doing this, believe me, you will never ask this question that sir, how to prepare the map. Because if you will go through with the paper, जब हम डिस्कस करेंगे वहां पे देखेंगे पेपर 2 में there will be 20 marker map based question. 10 question पूछे जाएंगे. Out of the 10 question you will find 6 to 7 questions are happens to be very basic, which are from the very known locations that are part of your NCERT, that are part of your conventional book, or you might have studied in last 1.5 years preparation. So it will be highly helpful if you will keep on preparing, because we are all humans, right? So if let's say 4 months back you have located some location, and if you have not noted it down in your notebook, you will tend to forget. But yes, let's say you are preparing class 6 NCERT और आपने उसमें से 15-20 लोकेशन आई, आपने नोट कर लिया. So after 15 days, the moment you will pick up that notebook and if you will just go through that 20 locations, you will able to recall, or better to again just refer the atlas. So one thing this. The second thing, whenever you will read the NCERT, try to look out the keywords and just try to prepare some of the definitions of that keywords. Keywords like, let's say you have opened the class 6 NCERT and you have come across with a term like revolution. So ask this question to yourself, what is revolution? What is rotation? Now, might be after going through the NCERT, you understood that what is the revolution. That is fine. But are you in a position to write 20 words about the revolution? You have studied earthquake well, you know that earthquake is what? All the thing. But are you in a position to write 15 words about earthquake? That is what this keyword is. Try to prepare keywords. If you will be able to do this, believe me, you will never face problem of writing a good introduction in geography. But yes, it is up to you that how exhaustive keywords list you are preparing. Because if you are having, let's say, 500 keywords, so most of the question will be within the backdrop of some keyword. So question agar पूछा जा रहा within the backdrop of keyword, definitely you can write. So this should be your approach, and these are some of the basic books. So this is only basic books. I am not going for the reference books. Reference book list I will update on the website itself, and also I will give some suggestions on the answer writing. तो वहाँ पे हम लोग reference book की बात करेंगे, या those who will be part of the foundation program, तो वहाँ पे हम लोग orientation में discuss करेंगे that what should be some of the reference book. Alright, now moving to the last part, that understanding the trend. What is the trend in geography? So there are few things that I already have talked, and you must have got some idea about this. But again, some of the trend, and this trend will get to know looking out some of the PY. First of all, you need to understand the trend is more and more questions being asked like type 3 and type 4. More and more questions are being asked type 3, type 4. Means questions are more applied in nature, which requires knowledge of concept, knowledge of basics, Then it is also interlinkages. Contemporary. Now question arises that why students face problem. So there are two things which troubles a student most. First, completion of syllabus. Point one. Some of the students are relying on some limited syllabus. So let's say there are 200 topics. तो उन्होंने 140 टॉपिक्स किया एंड दे आर रिलाइंग कि इसी से क्वेश्चन आना चाहिए. अब अगर इससे नहीं आ रहा तो फिर दिक्कत होगी. फर्स्ट. द सेकेंड, which is even this is the problem. Let's say if there are 100 students in geography who is facing this issue, और मैं उन्हीं की बात कर रहा हूं, those who are writing the mains, ये पार्ट, क्योंकि until unless मेंस आप लिखेंगे यहां तक आप पहुंचेंगे ही नहीं. So one is completion of the syllabus. The second thing is might be you are relying on only step 1 and what is this step 1 step 2? You have studied the basics, you have studied the concept. बेसिक आपने पढ़ लिया, कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ लिया, आप एग्जाम में गए, क्वेश्चन पूछा जा रहा कुछ थोड़ा अलग, तो आपको लगेगा कि यार क्या ज्योग्राफी, कुछ नहीं, 3 साल पढ़ लिया ज्योग्राफी से बात नहीं बन रही. दिस इज नॉट समथिंग दैट इज प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट. दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ आवर प्रिपरेशन. The very first question that I am going to take it, 2022, the first chapter, that is geomorphology, highly conceptual in nature and very static in nature. So student क्या expect करेगा? Question should be asked that discuss the landform theory is given by the Davis and Penck. But what they are asking, explain how. ठीक है, एक हम उस क्वेश्चन पे अभी नहीं जाते, नॉन टेरिटोरी से देखें. Explain how various aspects of channel morphology are used in transportation, settlement, land use planning, flood control and management. In geomorphology, the examiner is checking your knowledge of paper 2 transportation chapter, settlement chapter, regional planning chapter, contemporary issue chapter. So this is what? This is highly interlinkage. तो अगर आपने interlinkage जब आप आंसर राइटिंग कर रहे थे, जब आप प्रिपेयर कर रहे थे, उस समय आपने नहीं किया, if you just relied on your concept, obviously you will face problem. Because optional paper is of 3 hours. In 3 hours you need to write 18 question. So 18 question लिखना, 19 question in paper 1 and 18 in paper 2. 19 question लिखना is not that much easy. तो literally आपके पास वहां इतना समय नहीं होगा कि you need to think a lot. क्योंकि अगर आप उतना देर सोचने में लगाए तो बाकी का जो है वो सब 2 क्वेश्चन लिख चुका है. And obviously that will be because it's a competitive examination. तो यहां पे आपके कितने नंबर आ रहे हैं उससे ज्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता. ज्यादा फर्क क्या पड़ता है, आप जो आपके साथ के बच्चे हैं, एस्पिरेंट्स हैं, उनसे कितना बेहतर कर रहे हैं. सो लुक आउट द टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन दैट इज बीइंग आस्क्ड, एंड दिस इज फ्रॉम द टॉपिक दैट आर वेरी स्टैटिक. तो आई एम नॉट गोइंग इन वेरी कंटेम्पररी बेस्ड. वहां पे जाएंगे तो क्लाइमेट में देखिए, what is pollution dome? Now this question, read this question. Describe how short-term variation in temperature are related to the process of receiving energy from the sun to the earth's surface and dissipate it to the atmosphere. Simply they are asking heat budget, but they are asking in interlinkages manner. So confusion होना जाहिर बात है. So the point is that if you will go through with the question paper, you need to understand that questions are being asked in such a manner where you need to have that knowledge of interlinkages of basic with concept. Interlinkages of basic with concept is not very tough, very difficult. बट प्रॉब्लम ये होती है कि इंटरलिंकेजेस ऑफ बेसिक विद कॉन्सेप्ट तभी आएगा व्हेन यू हैव फर्स्ट कंप्लीटेड द सिलेबस. सो फर्स्ट यू नीड टू कंप्लीट द सिलेबस. सो इफ यू विल बी एबल टू कंप्लीट द सिलेबस इन 4-5 months, then only you will be in a process or you will reach to that condition where you are writing the particularly answer. And if you are writing the answer, so definitely in answer writing you will be able to tackle the this issue based interlinkages like question. Now, one more thing that I just wanted to discuss, how to deal with the contemporary issue. There is a chapter of contemporary issue, but other than that contemporary issue chapter, questions from the physical setting, resources, agriculture, or you can say paper 2, primarily from the paper 2, the whole paper 2 orientation is moving towards more and more contemporary. So how to deal with that? So first of all, you need to look out some of the questions. All right. Incidents of extreme rainfall events and flash flood in recent times have led to devastating consequences for people living in low-lying areas and floodplains of the country discussed. So primarily from the physical setting, from the flood-based question, but it is contemporary in nature. Look out one more question from the different chapter. Let's say a chapter of resources. Groundwater contamination in the fast expanding urban landscape of India appears to have become a major public health issue. Discuss. Again contemporary in nature. One more question. Let's say from agriculture. Discuss the recent changes brought about in institutional framework of agriculture in India. Evaluate its impact. So, some of the points in general, first of all, as I said, that you need to go with the stepwise. So, right now, or when you are starting your preparation, you should not worry much about the contemporary part or how this interlinkages will be done. If you are relying on some of the mentor or if you are joining some of the programs, so all those things will be taken care by the mentor. But yes, some of you might be belonging to that category who is giving the attempt for some times and still they are facing the problem. So for them, first of all, you need to understand that contemporary issue is not something that is related to any particular topic. Almost whole geography, you need to consider it like finding some solutions to problem which is in and around us. So your nature should not be that you are just studying the geomorphology. Your nature should not be, your approach should not be you are just studying the physical setting. Whatever the problems humanity is facing, you need to look out the solutions of that. So the first question will be the problems itself. Let's say you have come across with a problem. Energy crisis. Now this energy crisis is in very crude form. Let's say when you will look out from the perspective of some of the part of India, तो वहाँ पे light नहीं आ रही है. So one aspect will be from the perspective of providing the energy or availability. Availability can be one issue. But this energy crisis can also be associated with development. Most of our development is based on what? Energy. सोचो कि लाइट नहीं है तो मेट्रो कैसे चलेगी? Or how we are connecting? So we are connecting based on technology, but this technology itself is driven by the energy. So your approach should be multi-directional, multi-dimensional. When you are studying the energy crisis, don't limit yourself to the chapter of energy. You need to look out the chapter of agriculture. कि भाई अगर एनर्जी की दिक्कत हो रही है तो एक तरफ हम बात करें हमारे किसानों की इनकम नहीं बढ़ रही है, एग्रीकल्चर नीड्स टू बी प्रॉफिटेबल, वी आर हैविंग द टारगेट ऑफ डबलिंग आवर फार्मर्स इनकम, तो डबलिंग ऑफ आवर फार्मर्स इनकम की बात है और हमें पता है कि एग्रीकल्चर में सबसे ज्यादा पानी लग रहा है और मोस्ट ऑफ द वाटर दैट इरिगेशन इज कमिंग थ्रू व्हाट? एनर्जी. सो हाउ दैट आर लिंक्ड? So the first thing that is that specifically topics related to human and economic geography, human and economic geography, जब भी हम पढ़ेंगे our approach should be multi dimensional and also we need to look out the solutions for the problem that we are facing. Other than this, we need to continuously keep on studying the newspaper. So newspaper you are studying for your current affair. Please be very clear. Current affair and contemporary issues is two different things. Current affair is something which will keep on changing. So current affair will change. Current affair is something which is different for the March, different for the February, different for the December, or might be after 5-6 months it can be irrelevant. But contemporary issue is something that is not going to change for quite long time. So contemporary issues can be, there was an issue of energy crisis 30 years back and till today we have the energy crisis, and after 30 years also you will have the energy crisis, mark my word. So this is the nature of the contemporary, so you need to understand. So when you are studying the newspaper, you need to study the newspaper from that perspective that you are studying it as a contemporary issue. Then need to continuously follow the developmental मैगजीन्स. अगर मैगजीन नहीं फॉलो कर पा रहे हैं कोई बात नहीं, एटलीस्ट कीप ऑन चेकिंग देयर वेबसाइट. मोस्ट ऑफ द वेबसाइट्स आर गेटिंग अपडेटेड, तो वहां पे भी आपको कंटेंट मिल जाएगा. प्रिपेयरिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव examples, case studies related to contemporary issues. So these are the few things that you can do. And as far as this how to prepare this case study example is concerned, so that we will take up in more detail when we will look out the answer writing or approach to answer writing. So when we will discuss the approach to answer writing, then we will discuss. But more importantly, whatever we have discussed, it will be useful, or you will only be going to be helpful from all this discussion when you will follow that whatever is being discussed. Because if you are not going to follow, because might be you have come across, you have heard this information so many times. So 6 months back you were thinking that you will prepare the geography. 6 months elapsed, you have just completed the geomorphology. Again, if you will go in the same mode, so after 6 months you will have the same situation. That is why it is very important for you to remember one very important saying which I used to say a lot. Clarity comes from action, so clarity comes from action, not the thought. So whatever you have learned, you have to do it. ज्योग्राफी एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट है जिसमें आपको किताब उठा के पढ़नी पड़ेगी, जिसमें आपको मैप ड्रॉ करना पड़ेगा, जिसमें आपको मैप में लोकेशन लोकेट करनी पड़ेगी, जिसमें आपको आंसर राइट करना पड़ेगा. विदाउट डूइंग ऑल दीज थिंग्स, इफ यू आर जस्ट थिंकिंग कि नहीं जस्ट I should also get 306 marks or 12th rank, so that's not going to happen. So you need to do it, and you need to do it continuously. Unless you will do it continuously, things will not be happen. But I am sure that if you will just follow the suggestions that is being given, and if you will start preparing and just continue with your NCERT preparation, and if you will follow this, whatever the day is, whatever the situation you are in, if you have decided that I am going to go with the geography optional, I need to read one chapter, one page daily, definitely things will be much better after few months. So that's it from my side. Thank you all for joining and listening. Thank you.